Are we back? Oh my god, the Looks Maxer's back. Test, 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 test. Okay. Still pretty bad. Alright, let's do all these settings. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Release 200. Test, test, test. Okay. Ratio needs to be 2:1 or 3:1. Where the fuck is the ratio? I've seen it before. Yeah, it sounds way better now. Sounds way better. Test, 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 test. It's fuzzy? It does not sound better? It's worse now. What? Test. Okay, now YouTube should have sound. It's fine, and then a white noise tsunami approaches. That is so weird. I'm gonna reset my everything. I'm gonna reset my everything. I'm also fucking starving, chat. What do you hear? Marcus, do you have headphones in? You don't hear it? If you I tried on my computer, hear nothing. But on my phone, it's ocean sound. It says it's too big of a sticker. I'm glad I have more. I have more stickers. I'm gonna put this one on here. This is my favorite. I'm just gonna tell MAGA this was a note for me that Trump wrote me, and they're gonna be like, "No way." Let me see it. Like, yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Um. I think we're ready for a good a new rap. We're good. We're ready. I gotta figure out how to chop this. YouTube doesn't have those feedback sounds. Trump aide caught coaching Russian ambassador. Um. It could be a TikTok thing. So thank God. I am going to. I don't know. I really want to restart this and get my fucking sound figured out so I never have to worry about it ever again. It's driving me nuts. You said it was TikTok? Okay. It's growing on me. Guys, I am traveling tomorrow for Thanksgiving. And I'm excited. I am excited. Go out of town and do something. Fuck, dude, I can't stop thinking about it when I'm talking. All right. Test. 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 Everything sounds great now. I can hear you. Test. Like everything just shook there, right? Test. Uh All right, y'all. I'm gonna restart. I'll see you in a sec. Test, 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 test. Ooh, I think that fixes it. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Ooh, okay. It's better. Test, test, test. Yellow.
Hey,
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
yeah.
Okay, why do you like Trump?
Well, it's a long story. I didn't like him at first. I'm still a registered Democrat. I'm an immigrant. I was born in Mexico City. That was a big part of why I didn't like him. Um, I bought into the identity politics, and I gave my vote. Well, I was had the mentality of giving my vote up to a certain side based on my identity. And I definitely believed all the stuff at first, like the Donald Trump called the Triple K fine people. Like I believed all that propaganda and lies, and then someone really close to me showed me the full clip and was like, "No, they're actually lying about what Donald Trump is doing. They're actually lying about him being racist. He's trying to stop illegal
No,
immigration, to stop the human
let
trafficking."
me let me stop you. Hold on.
Sure, sure,
Nobody is still fooled by both people and fine people on both sides anymore. Nobody's
really.
looking at that. Nobody's trying to say that's their reason for thinking Donald Trump is racist.
Well, obviously not.
Remember when Donald Trump said that Kamala just became black or that she's not black? Remember when he was
Yes.
given the opportunity to explain all of his racist remarks in front of the Black Journalist Conference, and instead he attacked the people asking him the questions? Like
Yeah, when he said he's not
the
racist,
way
yeah.
when
But
the
just to be
way he
clear, the reason I
handles.
brought that up is because do you still believe that he said fine people on both sides and he called the Triple K fine people?
I already know the full story. Yeah, he like
So do you believe that or no?
the next sentence he disavows it. He disavows those people. I
Yeah,
know.
he condemns them in like
Yeah,
the same speech, right?
I get it. Yes.
Right. That's my
Yeah, yeah.
biggest thing. Is
That's
like I
nobody
truly believed
nobody
he called them
nobody
fine people.
nobody really cares about that part anymore. He's
I'm
done
just telling
plenty
you
of.
my long story of how I'm a Trump supporter. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That was part of it.
So do you think that him calling migrants, like saying calling them vermin and saying they're poisoning the blood of the country, was that creatively clipped or was that real?
When he said that they're poisoning the blood of the country, no, that's he said that, and I agree with him. I think putting rugs into our country poisons the blood of Americans and it unalives. The CTELs have unalived more Americans than any other terrorist group. So yeah, I do agree with him on that.
Okay,
I don't get
but
offended because I'm Mexican. I don't like get offended for the
that
cartels because I'm Mexican. You
that's
know,
Hitler speak. So
really,
yes,
to be against CTELs
no, to say
and
poisoning the
rugs,
blood of the country.
to be against rugs.
No, to say that poisoning blood of the country is Hitler speak.
Really, I didn't. I don't see it that way. I mean, you can see it that way, and that's understandable. I respect your viewpoints and whatever you believe, but I think a lot of people don't see it that way. If anything, a lot of people don't see it that way since he won every single swing state in the last election.
I don't really care where people's feet were. He only won by 1.7%.
I know, but I mean, we saw like the red wave, like literally no swing state went blue. I think that was a pretty
He
big deal.
lied, right? He lied about all of his positions. He's going to fix all these things in one day, and people voted for that.
No, he did.
People
That's
said
what I. That's
he
why I'm happy.
he said he was going to arrest criminals. 60% of the people he's arresting aren't criminals. We're seeing people get tackled outside of like elementary schools and at birthday parties
Yeah.
and all that stuff. That's
Uh
He
huh.
lied. So I've had plenty of
Yeah.
people not come and apologize for Trump's actions in regards to immigration and ICE. I've had a lot of people come up here and say, "Listen, I didn't know he was going to go this hard. That the rhetoric was going to be this bad, and
Hmm.
that white supremacy wouldn't be this close to our doorstep." I just talked to a real live, actual
Hmm.
like Nazi white supremacist and another one like back to back who are saying that part out loud, saying that they're
Okay.
very glad that Trump is carrying out the white supremacy movement on their behalf.
Sure.
And
I mean, I don't deny that people probably believe that. I don't deny that there's Triple K members that probably think Donald Trump is their only hope of having a white America. I don't. I don't disagree like with you there. That definitely exists. There's radicals on both sides, and I disagree with both of them. But
That's
when it
why.
comes to like, hmm?
That's but the thing is, Trump nourishes those. He gives them nourishment.
Really, I
He
mean, I think when
tells
he
them
says when he
he
condemns them and says racism is evil and should be has nowhere in our no place in our society, I would disagree. When he signs a Hispanic Prosperity Initiative, First Step Back, Opportunity Zones, funds HBCUs, it just shows me he's not a racist person.
he defunded HBCUs, but
No,
oh,
actually, he secured the funding for HBCUs. Not to mention he has Latinos and African Americans in his cabinet. But
he
let's
actually
go back to
went from
ICE.
let's go back to HBCUs. Obama
Sure.
actually did about $1 billion worth of HBCUs, and
hmm
Trump did about 250 million a year. He lowered it.
we can I can fact check that for you if you want. But
Sure.
what I'm
And
saying
then
is Trump.
Biden did 16
What
billion
did Trump secure the funding for HBCUs?
for perpetuity.
Sure.
I don't. I think it's like 10 years.
Yeah, he secured the funding, so basically made it so they got their funding. Like for sure. But anyways, I'm just giving out. Obviously, HBCUs isn't my like biggest argument. I don't really care about HBCUs.
He
Um,
defunded that, bro.
Sure, you
He
can say that
lowered
all you
it.
want. I don't even care to
Notoriously lowered it.
I don't care to fact check that. I know he did secure the funds for HBCUs. First Step Back was a huge thing. Opportunity Zones, which is
First
huge,
Step
was a
Back
huge
was
thing.
actually not a huge thing. It helped a lot of white people more than black people, didn't it?
I'm pretty sure you're wrong on that one too, but I don't care to fact check that one either. Those weren't my main contentions. I'm just showing you things that he did
You
in favor
are
of African Americans.
tokenizing things he did, even though he said very problematic things and has emboldened the white supremacist
Well,
movement in
I go
America.
by actions are louder than words. I don't think that like you can say something, but then your actions speak more than your words.
Not really.
So
When you're
yeah,
president, words are louder than anything. So
I
you could
mean,
be like,
why do you think Trump cares to go after the C-tails?
I think, first of all, he has a lot of reasons to do things against the will of certain other governments standing in his way. So, labeling them a terrorist organization will allow him to do things legislatively or federally without all of the red tape. So, if he does do this recklessly and goes into Mexico against their will, I think that we can finally just say Trump's a warmonger again, I
No, but
guess.
I mean, yeah, you didn't really answer the question. Why do you think he's trying to go after the CETL? Is it because he cares about like destroying them and protecting the both countries, or and then obviously you mentioned like the country, like obviously Sheinbaum does not want any sort of involvement with the CETL. A lot of the Mexican people, like me and my family in Mexico, don't like Claudia Sheinbaum. Don't like that she is ignoring all the violence happening. We literally had a man like vouched that he was gonna go after the sea tails, and they unalived him in broad daylight while he was holding a baby, and she did not care at all. Like it was
She
actually the
didn't
most
care.
despicable. It was the most despicable thing she ever said. She
Yeah.
said, "You guys don't care about that person. You guys don't care about him."
Mm.
And I mean, we've seen the violence wrap up in Mexico, and she's not doing anything. And we have people like Lily Tellez, a politician in Mexico, that's asking the U.S. to be involved because we have actually a whole like
But
they're
she's not
Republican.
the leader. So Claudia Scheinbaum
No, no, no. Obviously,
is the
she's not.
leader, and
Yes,
you
and
guys
she's
have
corrupt,
to yeah you have to go by
which
what
is why there
Claudia
was
says.
huge protests
Yeah, and
recently,
there's huge
actually against her.
protests against Trump's administration too. So
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, we're not seeing people be unalived on the street while holding a baby because they vouched to go against corruption.
yeah, I know. I don't. I think Trump is the most openly corrupt president we've ever had. I think he is our cartel. I think that he has a secret police the
Uh huh.
size of any nation's army,
Uh-huh.
without badges, wearing masks, carrying out his every wish,
Uh-huh.
and he even has the Supreme Court saying, "Hey, you can't do those types of things with your secret police." And he's saying, "Fuck you! I'm gonna do it anyway." And he's been doing
Weird.
that.
Well, I understand that from your perspective, like being a sheltered white man, you're like, this is the worst thing that could happen to us. A president
A sheltered
that's
white man.
rounding up people. But like if you were living in Mexico and seeing your family like decapitated, hanging from bridges, children unalived,
Dog,
you would
your
probably be like,
president
okay, this is a much bigger problem than ICE, right?
your
But
president's shipping people back to those
but
countries where that's
let's
happening.
talk about yeah, let's talk about what hold on, we'll address that too. But you said that the Supreme Court is telling Trump, no, 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 you can't do this. But weren't you
Mhm.
guys just complaining about the Supreme Court allowing ICE to use skin color as a
Yeah, 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 yeah.
okay? So which one
Okay.
is it? Is Supreme Court bad or good?
Yeah, they're bad, but you have to mind what they say.
But you said they were telling Trump, no, 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 you can't do this.
Yes, and we
So
were
is
in a
Supreme Court
constitutional
bad or good?
crisis. No,
Is
the
Supreme
Supreme
Court bad
Court
or
is
good?
horrible. The Supreme Court is full of
Oh,
activists right now, but you have to mind the rules they put forth, or else we're in a constitutional crisis. That's what I'm not okay with. No matter who does the constitutional crisis, that's not
mhm.
okay. We don't have a country.
Okay. And to you, what has the Supreme Court said was unconstitutional that Trump did?
When Trump was flying people to El Salvador to send them to
Uh-huh.
prison for the rest of their lives without any
Hmm.
due process, they said, "Hey, you can't do that."
Okay. So the Alien Enemies Act, when he was deporting them and didn't give them enough time to file habeas corpus.
Sure, yeah, you got
Yes.
to do due process, and
Right. The
and
Supreme Court said,
and
hey,
also, where are we under invasion? No, we're not.
according to the government, we are. Not to you,
According
though.
to
I get
Trump,
that.
according to Trump,
Yes,
we are.
exactly.
According to
And
every
and is
good
he the leader?
dictator, every good
And is he the
dictator,
leader?
every good dictator invokes invasion and
Hold
wartime
on.
law to
But
do special stuff.
you defended Clara Sheinbaum's inaction with the CTEL because hey, she's the leader. She's the one that's in charge. But when
Yeah,
it comes to Trump, you don't
you're
like that
po-
he's the one in charge, right?
you're pointing to some random politician. You going, she wants this. We have random politicians
Though the
everywhere in
whole
this country
party,
that
her
want a
whole
lot,
party wants
a
it.
whole bunch of. Okay, my whole party wants the opposite of what y'all want, and we're the
Exactly.
majority in this country, and we have been for 30 years.
Why didn't you guys win a single swing state?
I don't know. Ask Elon Musk.
Maybe because you're not the majority. Maybe
We
because
are.
people like me left your party. I'm an ex-Democrat. That's why you guys
You don't
lost.
make
Because
any
you
sense.
guys lost so many
You're running
people.
from corruption to
You
the
guys
biggest
lost so
corrupt
many
government
people.
ever. You didn't.
No, I didn't run
They're
from
coming right back.
corruption.
The Latino vote slid right back. Did you
I'm
know
not. I'm
that?
not running from
You're
corruption.
all
Trump got the
alone.
largest.
You pulled up the ladder, and all of your friends came back to us.
No, Trump got the largest Latino vote in the last
Yeah,
50 years of
and
any Republican.
look at it now.
Any all the and this is the funny part. All the Latinos that come here legally support Trump, so we can actually vote. All the illegals that you guys are bringing over that support Kamala
That's not
can't even
true.
vote. So it's a losing situation. Illegals
It's
can
not true.
vote.
No, I'm
Illegals
saying
can vote.
no. Well, I'm glad you know that they can't. I'm saying that the Latinos slid right back to us in these last few special elections, and
Mm,
it's not going to be that way.
I get that that's what you guys like and think that you guys like have the minority vote secured. Like you guys are like
Of course we
entitled to
do.
the minority. Yeah, you
Not
guys are entitled
everybody's
to the
licking
minority
people's
vote.
boots who said that they're
You're like
poisoning the
you
blood of the
guys are like
country.
we have them still on our plantation. We're gonna have them picking our crops for the next
Plantation.
50 years, right? Lyndon B. Johnson style. I get it. I get
You're
it. You
on the
guys are.
side of the conservatives who did all of that.
What are you talking about? The Republicans were the one that freed the slaves. The Republicans are the
You're
ones trying to get people out of the fields. You guys want to keep them in
you
the
were
fields.
never. I can tell you're never a Democrat because you don't even know history.
I was. I was a Democrat, dude. What do you mean? I don't know my history. Who's the one that freed the slaves? Republicans or Democrats?
They were the Republicans did, but
Perfect.
what was the ideology?
What do you mean? You could say that they were progressive. You could say that they were liberal at the time. You could say
Uh-huh.
that they were Christians,
Yeah, and
right?
who did this
What was it? Was
enslaving?
it based on Christianity?
Yeah.
Perfect. So Christianity was what freed the slaves, right?
No, no,
Because
no,
we
no.
saw that the
Christianity.
Bible literally says
No, you're
everyone
wrong.
is created equal, and that's why they were giving them the slave Bible,
No,
right?
no,
That
no, no, no.
that didn't have that part, right?
Exactly. They used Christianity to
Exactly.
enslave people. Yes.
No. Yeah, exactly. So they give them no, because they knew that Christianity actually talks about freeing the slaves and everyone's equal.
They
So they
didn't
give them the
use-
slave Bible.
No, they didn't. Well, yeah, sure, but they didn't use Christianity to free them. It was Christianity.
Yes, they
that
did because
enslaved them.
So it wasn't Republican Christians that freed the slaves.
Yeah, they didn't use the Bible to do that. They had to
They
fight
did because
against
the
a bunch
Bible
of
says we are
Christians.
all
They had
created.
to-
We
they
are
had to
all
fight a
created in the
bunch
image of
I know.
God.
I'm sure you can find a great little like line in there that says that, but they didn't use that part of the Bible. They didn't use the
Really?
Bible
So
for
who
that.
do you know? Isn't his name John Brown? Wasn't that his name?
What about him?
Do you know? Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
The radical Christian abolitionist. You don't remember John Brown?
Uh-huh. And
He was
and-
like extremely religious.
and
He's the one that
this
is a white
country
man,
was
by the
built-
way.
You said this country's built by Christians, right?
I didn't say that.
No, you don't think this
No,
country's built
I
by
said that
Christians?
I said Christians were part of the reason why the slaves were freed. Yes, the people enslaving them were also Christian. They were bad Christians
They were
who
conservatives.
were giving them. Sure, you can say they were
Conservative
conservative. They were
Christians.
trying to.
So-
they were trying to conserve the slavery. Yes,
Mhm.
sure,
And
perfect.
that ideology is just called being a Republican today.
No, so Republican is still the Christian side, still the one with morals. Unfortunately, the Democrats lost their Christianity, are now all agnostic and don't believe in God or borderline satanic, and that's sad because that's where you guys are lacking morals, and that's why you're okay with like things like
We're
abortion.
lacking morals, but you got the guy with 34 felonies who's cheated on all his
Hmm.
wives to be your party's leader, who says the most horrible things on television, and you
Isn't that
like him
isn't
for
that
it.
crazy?
You
Isn't that
like him
crazy
for
that
it.
isn't that crazy that someone with 34 felonies and cheated on their wife is somehow a better pick than Kamala Harris and the majority of the US picked them?
Yes, that's how delusional y'all sound.
No, that's how bad Kamala Harris was as a candidate.
Yeah.
That's how
What
bad
was it?
career
Was it her
politicians
funny
are.
laugh?
That's how bad career politicians are seen in the United
Yeah.
States. No
Judges,
one here,
senators.
only naive Democrats would still vote for a career politician. Only even Republicans, naive Republicans, I
It's
bet
not
there's a
saying
bunch
anything.
that would vote for a Marco Rubio, would
It's
vote
not
for a
saying
Ted
anything.
Cruz. Like only a dumbass would vote for a Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio.
Dude, you guys love
Anyone
that.
that's been a career politician sitting in the same office chair for the last 40 years doing nothing and just
Nobody.
absorbing your money.
You're
If
not.
you voted for that, you're
All right. All
gullible.
right. My turn. So if you think Trump isn't a career politician who has made 40% of his wealth doing political things, buying all of the people in Congress and the Senate, and weeding out anybody who doesn't consist with his lie about the election being stolen, or that DEI is bad, or that you're a super Christian, you're not allowed in his party. In fact, you're not allowed in the FBI. You're not allowed anywhere near the government. So he is the most political hack person ever.
Is that how
He's doing all the
that's
political
something he
things.
actually said? Because it sounds like it's what you feel. Because he never actually came out and said that.
He came out and said what?
That if you're like, all the things you just said, like if you're not a Christian, if you're not this, if you don't,
He started a federal anti-Christian bias task
no, no.
force.
But you're saying that if you don't agree with the election was on all these things, he never actually came out and said that.
He
So it's like
actually
things that you're basing it off of that you feel like
he
is happening, and that's
this
valid. But that's
this
not actually what's
this
happening.
is a thing that yes, if you were not pushing the big lie, Trump put an opponent and primaried you. Yes, that's absolutely a thing.
Okay, so he primaried people that he knew wouldn't get any support from
So
his
yes,
followers.
he controlled all the politicians. He controlled all of them. So instead of serving the government his whole life or serving the people his whole life, like Kamala Harris did, and helping the people of California win large
How
settlements against
gullible can you
banks,
be? You really
helping
truly think politicians serve people their whole
yes,
life?
yes.
Holy shit! You guys are listening to this. This guy says career politicians are here for you, are here working for you.
Tell me
They're
how
not
Kamala
absorbing.
Harris.
They're not absorbing money and living on their fucking office chairs for the next 40 years. No, it's okay, guys. They're here
You
for
think they
you.
just do nothing?
So they have no. Answer this. Do you think they have the best interest, your interest in their
Yes,
mind?
I do. I think Kamala does. Yes,
Holy shit!
I do.
That's
You
scary,
think
bro.
Trump?
That's
Trump,
scary.
the guy who
No,
says flagrantly
no.
horrible things about people.
No, I don't.
Openly?
That's the difference between you and me. I don't think
And
Trump
he's
is
the one at the helm making all the decisions for our
no.
country.
That's the difference between you and me.
And Kamala
You truly think that they're there for for like your best interests?
I think
I
Kamala was,
don't.
yes.
I don't. I
Yes.
think Trump is there for the best interests of the United States as a country, not even the people. I don't. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about you. He cares about where the United States goes in the next 50 to 100 years.
He wants a Nobel Peace Prize. He wants to be rich. That's all he cares.
Why didn't he keep his presidential salary then?
He wants. But it's $250,000. I'm sorry, $425,000 is nothing when you get $20 million
It's
every
nothing?
like 2 months for golf.
Why wouldn't money is money to rich people, and you know that?
No.
Why wouldn't he take it?
Okay, how much money do you think we pay him to golf when he's president?
I don't know. You tell me.
It's like 166 million is what his last term racked up. We paid Mar-a-Lago 166 million dollars. You think 425 grand is anything?
How much did the taxpayers pay for Biden to go to the beach?
Far less than
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's
But that's
free.
okay, though.
How much is
But
going
that's
to the
okay,
beach?
though.
How much
But
is
that's
it to go
okay,
to the
though,
beach?
right?
How much
That's
is
okay, though,
How
right?
much? Yes. How much is it to go to the beach?
How much is to go to the beach? I don't know. How much is to protect the U.S. president with Secret Service?
It's about $50,000 per person, and it's far. It's
Yikes.
far more.
I don't know if I want to pay that.
It's far more.
I'd rather pay to protect Trump.
All right, this is the thing. This is the difference. Trump brought them to Mar-a-Lago, charged them up, charged them premium fees, $7 bottles of water. He's still doing it. That's the difference.
$7?
If Biden
Oh,
owned
no.
the beach and charged you $7 to walk on his sand, then you would have a point. That's not what's happening. Trump is grifting America to golf 25% of his fucking presidency. and he doesn't get points for skipping out a $400,000 check once a year. Sorry, he's
So
made
it sounds like you're just upset with taxes. It sounds like you think taxation is theft. Maybe you should join the right side.
No, I don't think taxation is theft. I think Trump is spending our taxes
Oh, so
the
you
wrong
think
way.
so you think that there's not government efficiency and that our tax dollars are being misspent. You should join the right side.
By Trump. No, Trump is the one pretending to fix that and giving y'all fake excuses to cut entire programs. And if you want to be gullible, then join the right.
Really? Why do you think Trump is like his administration has made the largest bust in the fraud for Medicaid and like just arrested a Democrat for stealing like 5 million from FEMA? If Trump
Five
is the
million?
most, I thought that's what it
Did
was.
you
Or was
know
it
that
more?
Rick Scott,
Was it
the
more?
guy that's in charge
Was it
of
more?
yeah, Rick Scott is actually one of the head Congress or senators in your party, and he's actually responsible single-handedly for the largest Medicare fraud in history. That's your guy. He's welcome over there. He runs
My guy, I
shit.
don't like career politicians. I told you.
Yeah, but that's who's running Trump's shit, right?
He's running Trump ship.
Yeah, he's writing the new policy for the ACA.
Oh, of course, all Republicans are going to ride Trump's coattails. That's how they stay in power. That's all they care about. They don't care about flip flopping on issues. They don't care about being hypocrites. They care about staying in power and keeping that check coming in.
Yeah,
Your
and
check.
So
Your tax dollars.
You're acting like your side doesn't perpetuate this. Your side loves it. You guys.
I just told you
coddle
Republicans and
these
Democrats are
people.
evil.
All right.
Democrats and Republicans are evil.
You ran out of room to stand on. No, they're not.
No, that's why I voted for Trump. The deep
Democrats
state.
add people to healthcare. Republicans take them off.
Can you
of
name a
healthcare.
president that mentioned the deep state and said both sides are working together to fuck you over?
Yeah, this is the problem.
What's another president that's done that?
Listen, you don't champion those things.
Is it true or no? Do you believe that? Do you think there's a deep state of like Republicans and Democrats that work together? They obviously don't care about your best interests.
I'm not stupid.
They make sure problems stay problems.
No.
No, you don't believe that?
No.
So why hasn't the immigration issue been fixed?
Because the immigration issue is something that will always happen because it will always be something for the right to politicize and polarize people on, and we simply try to handle it quietly. Like Obama did it really good quietly, right?
No, you guys deported all those people real quiet.
Right.
Not a single news source said they're mistreating the immigrants. You're right. See, you got that one right. You guys do it real quiet. You make
and
sure
then
the
when
media,
Trump comes out,
since you control the media, right? Since the majority of the media sides with you, you make
That's
sure
not
all
true.
the bad stuff you
the
do
majority,
stays real
the
nice and
majority of
quiet.
the media is
You're right
actually
about that.
right wing. The majority
You're
of
right
all
about
media
that.
is right wing.
Really? So NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, those are all right wing?
Look at actually
Although
CNN is owned by a Republican.
Can you name a big right wing media source that's not Fox News?
Yeah, Newsmax, OAN.
Those are tiny. Newsmax that just came up in like recently.
We could also talk about
OAN. Who the fuck watches
or
OAN?
steamrolling.
Bro.
The biggest
Being disingenuous, bro.
No. The biggest thing is not legacy media anymore. It's social media, and you guys are about 3 times larger presence on all of the social media.
Exactly. And legacy media is unaliving, and that's what you guys hate. You guys hate that the news source is actually the people that are their primary sources. We shouldn't rely on a guy with a fucking suit that has a CNN logo on his mic to be like, this is actually what happened. We can rely on people that were there on the ground and report on it and upload the videos and take the videos with their phone and put it on the fucking internet. Not CNN sending a guy in a suit making $50,000 off of this and being like, this is what actually happened, guys.
I have yet to have one of y'all bring me a primary source for something. I would love to see that.
Really? CBP, DOJ? These are all primary sources for statistics if you want to look into that.
You're beautiful. I have had to pull up the crime statistics for immigrants every day.
Yeah, I don't think immigrants are criminals. I'm an immigrant myself, dude.
Yeah,
my family's all immigrants.
You're okay with Trump saying
That's not my argument. That's not my argument.
Trump's paints y'all as criminals, and you say
it's definitely true that the people that are coming across illegally, that there are criminals coming across. Not everyone is innocent.
Right.
Not everyone is innocent. And it is true that the people that are coming across,
you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth, dude. It's embarrassing.
No, I'm not disingenuous like you. You said OAN and you literally said OAN and what? Newsmax compared to CBS, NBC, ABC, CNN.
Fox is the news giant, and Rupert Murdoch has news media all over the world. He owns pretty much the world's right wing media.
You need to stop being disingenuous. Like you guys claim to be. Hold on, you guys claim to be like anti like system, anti like all this, right? Like you guys are the the awful ones when you guys side with Disney, fuck all the mainstream medias, all the people in Hollywood, every giant corporation, every
You're just pointing to people who aren't in a bubble. So
every
you
institution.
literally have to be in a bubble in an echo chamber to be Republican, like in a church or in like the middle of rural America. And the second
Yeah,
that you're
you're
exposed to
partially right.
media and being interpersonal and you have to coexist with like different types of people, you become Democrat. That's why
You're
cities are
right. If
Democrat.
you're exposed to mainstream brainwashing, yes, you will turn into a Democrat. That's why if you go to college, you definitely turn Democrat because people are easily brainwashed. I mean, the CIA, they
It's an
studied how to brainwash people.
anti-intellectual, dude.
The CIA literally studied how to brainwash people, how to
That
control
and
people,
they
and
went around to colleges to do
it's
that.
obviously working. It's obviously working. Actually, they did. They when they were giving people rugs to see how they if they could brainwash them. That's actually exactly what they did. I just think it's funny that you guys think you guys are anti-system while siding
Did you
with
know that
every
that
corporation.
Christianity's pretty much brainwashing, isn't it?
Sure, yeah, you could argue that.
Yeah, there's the actual institutions
I don't like the idea
that you
of
guys champion.
religion. I don't like the idea of religion. Jesus never spoke about religion or Christianity. He just called it the way. So I definitely don't like the system of religion. I think it's also controlling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, for example, I don't like the Pope. I don't like the Roman Catholic Church. I don't like how they have now tried to accept the LGBTQ and try to change the word of God. I don't like that. So yeah, you're right. It
So,
is brainwashing too
so
because we have Christians now that agree with the LGBTQ stuff.
I remember talking to you now. You're the one that
Really?
you point to like the old churches and like these old men that
I
believed in
never talk
things.
about religion actually.
No,
No, it's always immigration because I'm a Mexican
you
immigrant.
actually pointed to, didn't you just point to the right saying that the left is atheist and has no morals and the right is Christian and does?
Yeah, because we brought up how the Christians were the ones that freed the slaves. But yes, I am Christian. Someone says that Trump and ICE are coming for you. No, I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm not that worried. I would love if Trump came to my house.
What were the major beliefs of the KKK?
I'm not sure. I wasn't part of it. I'm guessing that they wanted white tea supremacy, unalive. Well,
They're
actually,
super
I can
Christian.
tell you what I do know. I can
Super
tell you what I do know.
Christian. Super
The
Christian.
Triple K was acting to try to get people to vote Democrat. That's what they were doing. They were
Yeah,
fear
Christian
mongering.
conservatism.
Am I wrong? Were they forcing people to vote a
Yeah, yeah,
certain
yeah.
way?
Like you
Okay.
definitely can keep saying they were Democrat, but they were conservatives. Like the party
Yes.
switch,
Yes.
all that stuff. I don't
Sure.
care about the name, right? Like someone named
They were
John
definitely
could have done
conservative.
something. Someone named John could have done something in history. I don't care as long as I don't think like that John, and I don't think like that John. I don't think like
You do.
conservatives. I'm not. I am not a ideologist that looks at some sort of Bible or literature or some sort of superstitious belief for my belief system. I simply just look at the facts and data, and I don't have to
Mhm.
appeal to some sort of like moral authority. I just say, hey, these are my preferences, and this is probably how more people can coexist peacefully. And your side basically just keeps perpetuating things based on superstition that does cause violence, inevitably.
And I get that you believe in the party switch. I definitely believe there was a
There's
switch,
no believe in the
but
party.
it
It's
was
just
a
history.
switch. It was a switch in the way they presented themselves because the left is very much still the same party that wants to keep people on the fields. Yes or no?
No.
The left is still very much the party that wants to have black only spaces.
Excuse
Am
me?
I wrong? Am I wrong?
Excuse me. No, we don't want segregation, and what you're
Really?
saying is white only spaces is what
Democrats
really
don't
was
want black only
was
spaces?
the yes no. You
Huh.
guys are you're focusing on the fact that you can flip this on its head and you can't. You can be an oppressor class and you cannot have a white only space, and that's what y'all wanted. That's what conservative wants.
No.
That's what the person I
I'm
just
talking
spoke to
about.
2 guests ago once. They are white supremacists. They are Nazis.
Okay.
They are on your side. This is an ideology that is
Okay.
very explicit about this.
Okay, and I told you I'd disavow them, disown them, and I think there's radicals on both sides.
They're on your
But
side.
you're denying that there's people that want black only spaces and bring back segregation on the left is that's true.
No,
You
I
also have
disavow
people.
separate but
You
equal
also
all day, every day.
that's the reason I left the Democrat Party. You guys victimize minorities. You guys claim that we're victims. You guys want to be the white tea saviors. You guys want to save us from yourselves. I guess you guys want to save us from you. And that doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that you can victimize me because of my skin color or nationality. I'm not someone that needs to be saved by you. So that's my main issue with the Democrats. You guys infantilize minorities. You literally had people go on the street and ask, "Why don't you support voter ID?" And people were straight up saying, "Because it's harder for a black person to get an ID." And you
Mhm.
ask them why. Oh, well, it's because they don't know how. They're not smart enough. They're too
You're
poor.
you're
They're
listen, I'm
too
gonna help you out
poor.
with this,
And
okay?
that's the race.
I'm
That's
gonna
the
help you out with
real
this. I'm
racism.
gonna help you
That's
out.
the real
I'm
racism
gonna
we
help
need
you
to
out,
deal with.
okay? Your side knows
That's the
this.
worst.
I'm gonna help you out, okay? You're gonna have to let me finish this idea. So when when these Republican conservative think tanks come up with ideas of how to win elections because they're never the majority, they come up with ideas of how to redistrict maps, and they
State, by the
say,
way.
excuse me, they look at redistricting and they say, I know that black and brown people, like you admitted yourself, don't really vote for Republicans. So they say, how can we come up with laws to trip up that system? And voter ID laws would disproportionately affect people of color and black people, and that's what they're hoping for. Voter ID law would not fix anything because there's no actual issue of people voting without an ID. There's no fraud going on. What's happening is you guys are just trying to trip up a bunch of black people from not being able to vote. That's what it is. It's
Wow. So
exactly what
you
it is.
Okay, do you think it would be racist to require an IQ to vote? IQ test?
I think it would be classist. I think that vote testing for IQ test, yes,
Why
would
did
be
Democrats say it was racist to do IQ tests for voting?
because we can look at the demographics for people in scores and people who are disproportionately in poverty because we have fucked them over because your side fucked them over for 300 years and
My
enslaved them.
side. Whoa, hold on. My
And
side was
excuse
the
me,
one that. Hold on. No, no,
yes,
no, no. The
and
Democrats were the ones that did
we
that.
have to
The
look at them.
Democrats were responsible for slavery. Don't try to change the
They have
history.
less generational wealth. They have more generational trauma. All of these things come into account, and then you go and say and you give them a test based on Western ideas after we kidnapped them and their families a few generations ago. We give them a test. Yes, most of those people are going to fall through the cracks. Yes, disproportionately. And
You
I
literally
will
just proved my point.
mind you, I have people from your side come up 2 days ago telling me very proudly how black people score lower on IQ tests. So
You
I
keep
don't
bringing up
ask me how I know that.
anecdotals. You keep bringing. That's like me saying, "Well, there was a Democrat guy who called me a
Do black
WET
people
bag or
score
a
lower on
slur."
IQ tests?
I would say no. I think they have the same IQ as a white person.
It's not true.
That's you just proved my point. Anyways, so that's exactly what I'm getting to. So the Democrats definitely had a switch, but a switch in how blatant they were doing it. So at first, obviously, slavery, triple K, putting people on trees, being extremely evil. The party
Which side's
switched.
doing that now? Which side is holding the Confederate flag? Which side's doing that?
I'm not aware of anyone unaliving people on trees and
Which
like they
side is
used
holding the
to.
Confederate flag?
So I'm trying to tell you, people on the right definitely hold the Confederate flag because they live in the South. Because
Uh,
they, yeah,
mm.
the southern
So wait,
states definitely
those used
still
to be
wave
the
the
Democrat, the
still
Dixiecrats,
wave.
right?
Yeah, so I'm trying to explain why waving a flag doesn't mean as much as what you're actually doing in politics. So obviously, you guys shoved them. You guys shoved them in ghettos. Shoved them in ghettos. Made them
The
impoverished.
guys with
Obviously,
Confederate flags, right?
hold
Those are the
on.
ones who did that.
Lyndon B. Johnson made him reliant on the government, right? He said, we're going to keep these N-words voting Democrat for the next 50 years. You guys push abortion clinics into their areas. Like 70% of abortion clinics are in minority areas. The most affected, the most unalived children in abortion clinics are black babies, minorities. You guys are still doing the exact same thing. Margaret
Those are
Sanger, the founder. Hold on.
we
Margaret
know
Sanger, the
about
founder of
Margaret
Planned
Sanger.
Parenthood.
I know.
Yeah, the founder of Planned Parenthood was racist, and guess what? They're still doing racist shit.
No,
And
they're
you
not.
guys are excusing it now as helping. We're trying to help you because you guys are poor, because you guys are dumb. We need to help you. Sorry, that's never going to
No,
work. You guys are still the
they are
same party.
disproportionately affected by
You guys still
police.
want to
They're
keep people
disproportionately
in
affected
the
by
fields.
voter laws that y'all come out with. They're disproportionately affected by redlining. They're disproportionately affected by all of these things that are still very well alive today, and you hate acknowledging them.
Wait, why can't you
It feels
disavow
like
though?
and you're
That
going to call me a white savior or a white knight for doing so.
No, actually, you're not saving anyone. That's what you think you are. You think you're a white savior, but you're actually just like the Triple K back in the day. Like you're advocating for more black babies being unalive than born. You're
You're
advocating
advocating
for
for them
abortion
being
clinics
forced to
in
carry babies
minority
to term. You're
in my
advocating for
what?
forcing women to carry
Who is
babies to
forced to carry?
term.
Who forces a baby to be carried to term? It
All
happens naturally. It's
Republicans.
called gestation. No one has to force
You're
you to be
forcing a
pregnant.
woman to
No one forces
to
you
remain
to be
pregnant.
pregnant.
Yes, you
There's
are.
no such thing.
Yes, yes, they do.
You are forcing minorities into conditions where they have to abort their babies. You are
Bro,
forcing minorities into conditions where they have to be
you're right.
reliant on the
Let's take
government.
away people's SNAP and
You are forcing
benefits.
minorities into
Let's do
conditions where
that.
they have to rely on the white man to save them from Donald Trump.
Can you show
That's
me a
not the
country
case.
without social safety nets that's just flourishing? Can you show me one?
A country without how about a country that has social safety nets but people aren't stuck in those social safety nets? Do you
Oh
think
yeah.
that
Yeah,
exists?
sure, tell me.
Sure, like Sweden,
And
Norway.
and you're saying that they have more or less like they have even better social safety nets.
Yes, and are people stuck on their social safety
So
systems?
what's the difference?
Are people trapped?
how can we get them to stop being trapped? What are we doing to
Maybe
keep them trapped?
stop treating them like children. Stop infantilizing them. Stop victimizing them.
Dog,
Stop telling them they have to vote for you because of their skin color.
no one's
Stop
saying
playing
that.
identity politics. Yes, you guys
You're
are
doing
down.
that.
Biden
Listen,
literally word for word said, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black." Word
yeah,
for word,
yeah,
they literally
I
said
know.
that.
You know why he said
So they
that?
literally
Do you
said
know
that.
what the Breakfast Club is?
Wait, so they literally said that. Yes,
Uh-huh.
Charlemagne, blah blah blah. They
Yeah.
literally said that. Yes or
Uh-huh.
no?
And what's the slogan of the Breakfast Club?
You said no one is saying that, but then Biden said it
What's the
word for word.
slogan of the Breakfast
I
Club?
don't know. I don't watch Charlemagne the God. I don't think that should be
The
someone that you
slogan of
watch.
the goddamn Breakfast Club is if you don't blink, you ain't black. That's why he said it on the
That's
show.
their slogan.
Yes.
And do you think it's okay for Joe Biden, the white guy, to say that?
I think he found out it's not okay and he apologized.
Perfect. So why do you think that the left is entitled to the Democrat, or the Democrats are entitled to the minority vote?
Nobody is entitled to their vote, but nobody wants to vote for the party trying to get them to not be able to vote. You know?
Yeah, there's no such thing as
Voter ID
Republicans
laws?
trying to. What are they trying?
What
That's
about
an
when you
that's
guys draw congressional
crazy.
districts to
That's
water
crazy that
down
you think
colored
requiring
votes?
here.
Like
Here.
you guys just had the Texas Supreme Court strike down Texas news maps because they were racist.
I'm about to shock you.
They
Look,
were
I'm a
racist.
minority. I'm a minority with an ID. Isn't that shocking?
Nobody's saying
Guys,
that the minorities
Guys,
can't have IDs.
I'm a minority with an ID.
I know that statistics are a problem for MAGA, but this is a thing that they know will lose more Democrat votes than Republicans. That's exactly why they want to do it. Not because we can't figure out who
Is it
people are
because
when they
Democrat
vote.
cities have people voting without IDs?
No, you're gonna have to show me that. You're gonna have to show me where the no
You didn't-
ID
you
laws
didn't know that?
is creating fraud. Are you showing me? Can you show me
I
where they
didn't. Did I
created
say that?
fraud?
I just said. Is it because Democrat cities are the ones doing voting without ID?
Bless your heart. Do you know?
Isn't that
you-
weird? Like, isn't that so weird? How one side wants to have like fair and safe elections, and the other side's like, no, that's racist.
What you're doing?
That's
What you're
crazy.
just explaining to me is you just don't know how voting
That's
works,
fucking
man.
crazy. One side's like, guys, we should have fair and safe elections where you require an ID to vote, and you guys are like, nah, because that's racist. Black people can't get an ID because they're poor.
The problem is we already ID people when they vote, when they register. So
Are the majority
you're
of
pretending
poor
like that
people in
doesn't
the
happen.
U.S. Okay, answer this: are the majority of poor people in the U.S. black or white?
White?
So are the majority of people on EBT and like social safety nets black or white?
White.
Okay, so how can voter ID disproportionately affect black people? If the majority of poor people, which you claim is the reason you can't get an ID,
All right.
are white.
They
Explain
very
that.
carefully look at all these these demographics, and they say if we trip up this law, the people more likely to not be able to vote will be the ones voting Democrat. That's why.
How do you get that logic though when you said that it's a poverty thing and the majority of poor people are white?
Because it's a little more nuanced than that, and what you
Gonna
also
stop
have
black-
it you cannot acknowledge the fact that there is no actual issue with ID, right? We register to vote and we send our ID, and if at threat of a felony, right, you swear this is correct, and we don't have any states going, we just can't figure out how people are when they're voting because of the voter ID thing. No, nobody's having issues with people voter IDs. They're just politicizing it to be people like you to think we want to keep lying about elections, about voter ID law. There's no actual problems. What they're doing is dividing you. They're telling you lies so that you can cheer for black people to not be able to vote.
What should be required to vote? I go to the polling. I go to the polls. What should they ask me for?
If they ask me for my name and my address and they pop up a thing on the computer and my fucking face shows up, and they go, "That's him," and then I vote.
So you want them to have a system where they can pull up your face
That's
and all
already
your
a
information.
thing.
Okay, and I'm just making sure that's what you want. You
God
want to be
damn.
able to just verify a
That's the
picture and be
thing.
like, "Yep,
Yes,
that's
that's
him."
what people do when they're fucking registered to vote in a non-voter ID state. That's what happens.
Okay, and to be
Fuck.
clear, you don't want voter ID because black people
We
can't
don't
get an
need
ID.
any extra voter ID laws until we start seeing issues where we can't figure out who's fucking voting.
And have we had any voter fraud in our country?
Nothing over like a dozen people, 2 dozen in a country of 350 million. Nothing worth chasing after.
You sure?
Yes.
I'll have to fact check that. You said 12 people.
Yeah, I think like one person, two people last election came out and told on themselves that they accidentally voted. And I think that you're going to count that plus like 6 more people.
I just think that we should have IDs to vote. I don't think it's
All right.
big of a
So you don't
deal.
have an answer for that. Got it.
Well, I'm bringing up the sources for you. Samunta Shomin in the case of Pittman case in Georgia.
Uh-huh.
So she got 70 counts of felonies, voter registration drive, hundreds of fictitious registrations. Yeah, she got 70 counts of felony. Over 70, yeah, that's over
That's
70
one person?
accusations. Pittman was arrested. Hold on. Yeah, this is just one case. I can bring up more.
Got
The
it.
case led to an audit of over 70,000 voter registrations submitted by the organization, uncovering additional irregularities.
Okay.
And
And
this is 2024. So it says over 1,762 fake registrations. Oh no, this is a different one. 2000 Acorn Seattle case. Yeah, so there definitely is voter fraud in large scales.
that's not
So
large
why
scale.
would you not?
70 people? That's not
No,
large scale.
over 70,000 voter registrations had to be investigated, uncovering additional irregularities.
How many additional?
It doesn't say how many additional. I think the total
So
for
nothing on a like on a wide scale that would have affected anyone's elections.
oh, want me to see the biggest one in history in the U.S.
Yeah.
Definitely the Acorn Seattle voter registration scandal. 1,762 fraudulent voter registration forms in Seattle.
Okay. And that's it.
That's the biggest one. I mean, there's the other one with over 1,000. The Heritage Foundation says Maurice Fitzgerald, Dale Chapman. Yeah, I mean, so it's definitely more than 12 people, right?
Yeah, none on an even close to a scale like what we're talking about. It was like the single city. If you change the law, we would trip up like 100,000 votes, 200,000 votes. So not worth it.
Not worth to require ID to vote.
Nope, we already require it when you register.
Yeah, I mean, we can agree to disagree on that one. I think it's better to have safer elections, and I don't think we can victimize black people since the majority of poor people are white.
I think that you just want to gloss over the fact that this is literally just straight up targeted. The motives
No,
are
I think you want to
100%.
gloss over the fact that it won't affect black people more than it will affect white
It is
people.
100%. It is 100,000% targeted to black and people of color. It absolutely is. And if
And why?
you can't accept
Why
that,
so?
because it helps nobody. It helps nobody, and it hurts.
Wait, but no.
a bunch of
How
black
is it
people.
targeted to black people? You admitted the majority of poor people are white.
Okay.
You said it's about people who can't afford an ID.
Mhm.
So how is it
They are
targeted to black people?
disproportionately. Because we're not talking about the amount numerically of people that are white that are poor. We're talking about out of the whole group of black people that are poor, disproportionately a lot of them would not be able to get an ID because of their financial status.
Yeah, I mean that's the issue. I don't victimize black people
We're
or
not
anything
victimizing. This is
like
just
that.
data.
You
It's not
are.
victim anything. You
I
guys
mean,
are
what?
actually literally making them into
So
victims by
but it's
writing
an
these
assumption though, because
laws.
that hasn't really happened yet.
Yeah, it's a thing. Sorry. You guys literally only do this. The only reason Republicans want to do this is just because of the black people. That's it. That's literally
No,
it.
I
That's
mean,
it.
I'm telling you, no, I'm
You
Mexican
can.
and I don't care
I don't.
about
That
whether
doesn't make a
black
difference.
people
You
vote.
can hear Mike Johnson talk about this on a hot mic, talking
Uh huh.
about how lower voter turnout is good for Republicans. That's always the case. That's literally 100% the case always.
Yeah, I think if less Democrats show up to the polls, that's probably a good
No,
thing for the
when less
Republicans.
people vote,
Yeah.
Republicans win. That's it. That's the rule. So the more voter discrimination, the more voter ID laws, and all this other shit they could do, when less people vote, they win.
Hmm. That's amazing logic.
No, it's
But yeah, I mean, how do you deal like with the fact that I'm telling you it's not about black people? I just want to have ID for voting,
you're
and
just
me as a
you're just
minority, I
saying a
want you guys
thing.
to stop victimizing us.
Okay, well, I have a plenty of other. You're a minority of the minorities. There's a plenty of other minorities that say we don't like anything the Republicans are doing, and we don't like getting laws thrown in our face that would stop me from voting. So that's
Why do you
disgusting.
why do you think Trump got the largest Latino vote in the last 50 years for any Republican?
It still wasn't more than Democrats
I'm just asking you, why do you think Trump got so much Latino support,
because the
even though
machismo culture,
his whole narrative,
machismo culture.
machismo?
Yeah,
Really? So you think Mexicans have a machismo culture?
yeah.
Okay. So why do we have a first woman president before you guys?
Maybe not the machismo. It's not the majority, right? Like only a tiny few.
So who has the machismo issue? The U.S. that couldn't elect a woman twice, or Mexico that elected the woman before the United States?
I think what we're just talking about is who came over and voted on the right, and it's just the machismos. Yeah, the majority of the Latino voters still wants a Kamala. It's weird to point at a minority and say, "Ha, what about them?"
Hmm? I didn't hear you. Sorry, my Bluetooth connected for some reason.
I don't know. You're just still pointing to a minority of people, and
No, I'm
uh,
saying like you saying like Kamala lost because she's a black woman is like that's such a victimization. Like it's you lost because you're a woman.
I didn't
You
say
lost because
that.
you're.
But yeah, sure.
It's just like no,
I
maybe she
mean,
lost because she had bad
we
policies.
we
Maybe it's
we
not about
fought
being
for
color.
3 months over whether she was black or not. You guys had. I don't
And
respect anyone's
and do we
decision
agree
who
she
didn't vote
wasn't?
for her.
Do we agree she wasn't black?
No, she's black, dude. What?
I doubt that.
You just
Sorry.
told me she was 2 sentences ago.
No, you guys believe that? Sure.
How is she not black, dude?
She's Indian.
She's her dad's Jamaican, her mom's Indian.
Because she's not African American. Elon Musk is more African American than her.
Dude, you guys are dumb.
Yeah, yeah. Am I wrong? Is Elon Musk not more African American than her?
Hey,
Where
does
was Elon Musk
black
born?
mean African American, dog?
No, no. Where
Oh
was Elon
my
Musk born? That's why I
god.
said Elon Musk is African
Why did
American
you
because it doesn't
who
mean you're black.
said African American? I said black.
I'm just saying Elon Musk is more African American than her.
Okay. Is Barack Obama more or less African American than Elon Musk?
Barack Obama? I would say Elon Musk because he was born in Africa.
More black. Who's more
No,
black?
more. You said more African
All right,
American.
then who's more black?
Definitely Obama
Okay, why?
because his dark skin complexion.
Oh, so why isn't Kamala black?
Because her skin is not as dark. It's more like Indian. Would you say Indian people are black? But they're not white either, right?
Dog, she's half black. Her father's from Jamaica.
Okay.
He came the same
That's a
way.
better. That's
Excuse
a
me,
better
Shut
argument.
the fuck up. Her
That's a better
dad
argument.
came on the transatlantic slave trade from Africa. Okay, so she's definitely black. Okay.
Okay. Well, how come when like she first started her political career, she was centered on her Indian roots, not her black roots?
I don't know, man. The same way that every once in a while you hit a benchmark that is not relevant for the black community because they already hit it, and maybe you're the first Southeast Asian senator. Maybe
Was
that's
she
why.
raised in a Was she raised in an African American house or Indian culture.
None of
Like,
this comes into it. No one audits somebody's blackness with all of this, and this is why it's racist. That's why this is
have
culture
there been
wars.
people
This
that
is
claim to be black and
for
aren't?
for people who claim to be outside of culture wars. This is definitely something very culture war-y.
What? No, I'm asking you. Have people falsely claimed to be black?
Sure, yeah.
Perfect. So we shouldn't question whether they're black or not if they try to use that as a reason to vote for them,
I don't know,
which is
but
weird.
Kamala's dad is Jamaican, and the fact that we're still
Okay.
fighting over this is like a testament to how bad Trump is as a leader.
Is Jamaican a race?
No, Jamaican is fucking no. Jamaican is a bunch of black people. Okay,
Oh, okay. So there's no white people born in Jamaica.
I said a bunch, not entirely.
I'm just saying, like, just because you're Jamaican doesn't mean you're necessarily black. You can be
Okay,
Jamaican.
her
with a
dad was
nationality.
Afro-Jamaican. I'll correct myself, dude.
Okay, okay.
Jesus fucking
Sure.
Christ.
I mean, if you want to argue she's half black, half Indian, sure. My argument is that she only claimed to be black as of recently. When she first came out as a politician, she was very much just Indian. She was raised in an Indian household. Yeah, she only identified as
She
Indian
went
until
to an
very recently.
HBCU, dude.
I also don't appreciate how
went to a fucking HBCU.
how she does the accents for like wherever she's talking. I don't appreciate that accent stuff.
Yeah, but Trump can say fucking horrible shit straight up.
What did Trump say that's horrible?
Poisoning the blood of our country. Call people vermin.
Sending
Called
rugs to
someone
the
a
U.S.
piggy.
isn't bad. What was that?
Calling someone a piggy.
When he said "shush, piggy," that was pretty.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. I thought that was pretty rude.
Yeah, but Kamala like inflecting your voice a little bit. That's unforgivable.
No. Her doing the accents depending on where she's from to try to cater to people. That's like the whole Democrat thing. Is like, how do I cater to these people to make them vote for me?
Yeah, and Trump making sneakers
Donald
and
Trump
saying this
doesn't
is why
care
black people
to,
love
like,
me.
pretend to be on
You're
your side.
totally
Donald
right.
Trump tells you
You're
straight
totally
up.
right. Black people
Donald
love
Trump
me
says-
because I'm wrongly convicted and he sells sneakers to them. You're right, dude.
That's why I like. That's why I like Trump, because Trump doesn't try to like trick you into voting for him. It's like actually does the opposite. He is
He
actually
lied to
so
you.
hard. He's hard to get behind
Yeah.
because he's so rude. Trump is rude. He's kind of an asshole. He talks too much. He's arrogant. So it's actually hard to get behind him. Versus Kamala Harris tricks you into voting for her. She literally manipulates you into voting for her. It's like a lot schemier and scarier. Versus Republicans straight up tell you, "This is who I am. This is what I think. If you like it, good. If you don't, fuck off."
That's not the case. So Trump is actually both.
Kamala's the
He's-
type to be like, "I'm with you, no matter what side you're
Okay,
on." She'll
hold
be
on,
like,
let me finish.
I
Trump just
understand
straight
you.
up lies to you, and he's an asshole. So, like, instead of saying we're gonna do America first, we're gonna stop supporting all these other countries, and then he comes and he supports all the other countries and doesn't do America first. So it's just a bunch of bullshit. He's
Kamala's like, "You're a blue collar. I'm blue collar. You're poor. I came from a poor family. You're Jamaican. I have a Jamaican accent. You're Southern. I got a Southern accent." That's the manipulation of career politicians that you guys fall for every fucking time.
yeah.
Every time. You
I
guys are
just
so
look at their
gullible.
policies, dog. I just look at their policies.
Their policies. What was her policy to fix the immigration issue?
We were trying to pass the laws that Trump stopped us from. Like we would have done more people at the border, more agents. We would have invested more money into the technology to sniff out the F drug at the borders. We would have had more judges to adjudicate claims so that fewer people would come wrongfully seeking asylum claims. These were all good things. We would have worked bipartisanly instead of just using executive order to control the entire country with the secret police. I think this is far better.
Hold on,
She
but-
probably wouldn't use stochastic terrorism to, cause white supremacy to come mask off and take over the country.
But you're talking about the Langford bill. That's introduced by a Republican.
Yep, it was bipartisan.
Yeah, but introduced by a Republican idea.
Yeah, I know, James Langford. I can get behind that.
Did you support the Langford bill, by the way?
Some of it, yeah. Some of it's a little too harsh.
Perfect. Like I supported the adding judges. Did you support that part?
I just told you about that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So it added 100 judges. What do you think about Trump adding 600 judges?
Are they for adjudicating asylum claims?
What do you mean for June? No, they're just immigration law judges.
Sure, that sounds great. But he's
Right?
also
That's what I'm
reduced.
saying.
But he's reduced the amount of claims that we take for refugees from 170,000 to 7,500. So it's not the same idea.
That's a bad thing to you?
Yes.
Okay. let's talk about it. So, what do you think about all the people that came across seeking asylum under Joe Biden, and that over, I think, 60%, almost 70% of them got denied asylum?
I
What do
think
you
that's
think?
that's normal, and I think that we should loosen up
That's
those
normal.
rules. Yeah.
Wait, so what happens to these people once they get denied asylum? What do we have to go do to them?
We have to deport them.
Right, and I don't like that. I don't think we should be allowing people into the country that we later have to go and snatch up and rip out of the country. We shouldn't allow people to come in, get comfortable, start their life, to then
What
shit
about
on
all
them
the
and
people who
deport
have
them.
rightful claims, dog?
Sure, that rifle. I'm fully in support of
How do we
asylum
stop people from coming
and
in with
refugee.
wrongful claims?
We obviously we have the credible fear interviews. We have ways
We
to
already do
interview
that.
people.
Yeah. So how do we stop it?
Well, I support the migrant protection protocols. What Donald Trump was doing in his first term. I don't support that Biden removed the migrant protection protocols.
What did that?
I don't.
What is that?
The migrant protection protocols where people had, I mean, also known as remain in Mexico. People had
Oh
to
God!
wait in Mexico.
So you're a special type of horrible. Oh my God!
Wait, so as obviously, the remain in Mexico policies didn't work out perfectly since Mexico still had a huge crime problem and they took advantage of the people waiting there. In theory, Mexico should be protecting the people that are waiting at the border. But like my whole thing is, people should be waiting at the border or in Mexico while waiting for their asylum claim to be approved.
Yeah,
Once
no,
they're approved,
absolutely
we let them in. Beautiful.
No, absolutely.
That way,
not.
we don't have to let people in and then have to
That's
rip them out.
It's a bad
Or we
idea.
don't let people in that have false claims.
That doesn't work. So
It did
we will
work.
never.
It worked under Trump, and it's working now. So
No,
it
did
does work.
No, you just admitted to it, right? So we want to save people who
No,
are
I
being.
said there was parts that didn't work because Mexico didn't address the crime issue, and that's why Trump is now going after and into Mexico.
So
to
Mexico
address
didn't
that.
respond perfectly to Trump's insane issue where he trapped people in 10 cities outside of the wall, and 5,000 of those people became victims of sex trafficking and murder and rape. You want to dismiss that as Mexico's fault? I got it.
Should Donald Trump be defending people on the Mexican side? Because I think he should.
He entrapped people outside of our walls. Like, we decided at one point in time when Germany did all of that crazy shit that we killed a bunch of Jewish people because people like you were too much of a bitch to just let them come in and hang out.
Wait, did you say we?
Yeah.
What do you mean we unalive Jewish people? Who's we?
So Jewish people who tried to come in and seek asylum, people like you were saying, hey, use the front door, or hey, you should wait in Germany and until we figure out if you're actually in danger. All right.
No, I support.
Like,
if it was, I
so
mean,
we
like
decided-
a G side, I support real asylum claims. Like I just told you, over 60% were denied. Over 60% were
Yeah,
denied.
yeah.
That means those were false asylum claims. That means people seeking real asylum got fucked over
That's
because
not
there was a
true.
bunch of people seeking fake asylum.
No,
people
that's not
that
true.
didn't get the.
That's not true.
What do you mean that's not
the
true?
Asylum,
What
the
part's not true?
asylum laws are too strict. I have an asylum lawyer that
No,
comes up
they
here
were
all
way
the
too
time.
loose under Biden.
No.
They were way too loose.
The criteria to meet for asylum, it's very hard. It's very hard.
Yes, no, yeah, of course. Yes, to get the asylum is hard. The issue is when you're letting them into the country without even giving them asylum. So you get caught crossing illegally and say the magic word, I'm going to seek asylum. They let
have to
you
have
in.
a
You have a
credible
full
threat.
year. You have a full year to seek asylum. You have a
And
full
it's
year
been
of
that way
grace
since
period.
1952. It's not Biden's thing.
Actually, during Trump, we had remain in Mexico, which is what I supported.
Yeah,
I don't support career
you
politicians.
You can't do that. That's horrible. You
He
support that.
did do it. He did do it, and it was bad because Mexico didn't fucking defend the people that were in Mexico.
Yeah,
That's why I think Trump should go into
He
Mexico.
pushed the fucking burden onto Mexico. They weren't ready for that.
Mexico pushes the burden onto us when they let people into our fucking country.
Oh,
When
we
Mexico
fucking
has
do
to
the same
fight off,
thing. We
when,
you know the reason
when
we've
Mexico
armed
had to
their
fight
cartel.
off the hordes, hold on. When Mexico had to fight off the hordes of immigrant caravans and their police officers got literally pushed through by migrant caravans, then they started caring. Right now, Mexicans care about Venezuelans, Salvadorians, Guatemalans going into Mexico and staying there. Now Mexico sees the problem because now they're being invaded from their southern border for them to try to get here.
Hey, bud.
That's the issue.
We're the ones who destabilize those countries. So
Yes, the
it's
deep
kind of
state
like,
career
hey,
politicians.
the deep. Okay, that's your.
The
statement.
career politicians
Got
are the
it.
ones that destabilize. George Bush.
Got it. So what's
Nancy
Trump doing right
Pelosi,
now to Venezuela? What's
Chuck
Trump doing?
Schumer.
What did Trump do his first administration in Venezuela? What is he doing right
What
now
did,
with them?
what did Trump do?
Yeah.
Well, right now Trump has Maduro singing "Peace, Peace, Peace." John Lennon song, "Imagine." He has him talking about we don't want war anymore.
Mhm.
Isn't that weird? Maduro was literally training civilians with pew pews on the streets to try to start war with the U.S. and now he's the president of peace. Maduro is folding under Donald Trump's pressure. Trump literally boom boomed two boats or like three boats, a
Civilians.
submarine,
Yeah.
a submarine. Yeah, obviously civilians are the ones that are trying to do it. They're not like, I don't think they're military officials, although they might be. Yeah, I don't care. Like if they were declared terrorist groups, boom boom them all you want. I don't care.
Sure. Yeah, you
I'm not gonna
have no
defend
respect
cartels.
for the actual like declaration of terrorist groups, and neither does Trump. It's gross. It's just
No, because
allowing him to do
again,
whatever he wants.
that's the sheltered whiteness. If you were to ever come into contact with the CTEL or have your family victimized by the CTEL, you would say they're fucking terrorists too. If they hold children and your family for
So,
ransom,
so
if
we
they
should
cut
allow
people into
all
little
the we
pieces
should
that
allow all
literally
of the we should allow
terrorize a
all the people
community,
in Mexico over to the United States. Then, huh? They're victims of terrorism.
no, we should empower them. We should help them, give them pew pews. I hate that the
Give that
Mexican
we already did
civilians.
that. We
I
gave
hate
all the
no.
cartel pew
The
pews.
Mexican civilians are unarmed. It is
I
extremely
know.
hard to get a pew pew in
Yeah, I
Mexico.
know, and it's our fault
And
that
that's why they're
Mexico is
getting screwed
armed. It's
over.
our fault.
Bro, be honest with me. You think the cartel would have the balls to terrorize a community if they knew that all those Mexicans in that community were armed? All the
I
legal, law-abiding citizens were
okay,
armed.
okay,
There
all
would be
right.
no CTELs.
Or
That's why there's CTELs,
or
because the
if we,
people are
do
vulnerable.
you think that they would be armed at all if we weren't such fucking idiots with gun culture like your side does?
Who would be armed? The
Do you
CTELs,
yeah,
they would
nobody
just
would be
buy it from the
fucking
next
armed.
country. The
Yeah,
CTEL
which
doesn't care
one?
about US.
Which one? Which country?
They would buy from Germany, any other country that
Yeah.
manufactures pew pews. They
They
would
would
buy
come
it from
all the
anywhere.
way from Germany.
The
Got it.
U.S. Are the ones that manufacture pew pews. Yes, you're right. The U.S. is where the pew pews are coming from into Mexico. You're right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
A
we are
lot
the
of them
ones
are
who did that
legally.
to them,
A lot of
and
them
then
are
we're gonna look at
legally
them and say, "Look
purchased.
at these fucking people!
That's
Why they're
that's
trying to come here? Get them out of here! They don't have a right to come here."
correlation is not causation.
Ah!
Correlation is not causation. So just because the pew pews come from over here doesn't mean we're the ones
You're
sending them
not
over
using
there.
that
They're
correctly.
being smuggled over there,
You're not
and
using
that's an
that
issue.
correctly.
That
Yeah,
is an
we're
issue.
allowing them to be smuggled. Yeah, we should get our border under
We're
control.
allowing them. Since when is it legal to smuggle pew pews into Mexico?
We're allowing these to get through our borders. We should resolve that, dude.
Yeah, they're
That's
also
our
allowing
fault.
they're also allowing the F stuff to come into our borders. They're getting paid off by cartels. You're right. You're right. US citizens are working for cartels, are getting paid off by cartels, are doing the dirty work for cartels since they're the ones that can cross over undetected because they're US citizens and they're
Yep.
white. Yes, they work for cartels. That's 100% true. Should we destroy the cartels?
I think that we should figure out how to do this
Dude,
without the
no
harshness
fucking
and
way.
iron
Dude,
fist of
no
Trump.
fucking way you can't say yes. Can we
Dude,
should we destroy the cartels?
Yes, we should destroy the
You
cartels.
really said, well,
but not with war.
well,
Not with war.
dude, you said, well,
Yes, not with war.
how do we destroy the cartels without war?
I don't know. Suffocate them. Suffocate their lines of making money. Maybe if we legalize
Yeah,
all
like
the drugs
stop illegal
they sold,
immigration.
Maybe
Yeah,
if we
like stopping illegal immigration and human trafficking.
Or if we legalize
Yes,
all
you're
of
right.
the drugs, or we could legalize the immigration.
Or we can
Dang,
freeze
that would
their.
be crazy.
What about we freeze their assets by declaring them terrorists? What about we make it so they can't use foreign banks?
immigration? That would be crazy, dude. We just legalize the way they
Oh,
make
right.
money.
Just open the borders.
Dang, that would be crazy.
So I don't know if you know this, but there is legal immigration. That's how I got here.
And
That's
and
how I
it's
became a
very
US
hard.
citizen
Not
and can
everybody
vote.
has $10,000.
That's how I have dual citizenship.
Not everybody has years and years to wait.
No, you just come to the border and say the magic words asylum, and you get your free year stay in the U.S.
Yep, and then you get to work and you partake in the
And
economy.
then you get deported
you
and rounded up by ICE.
You pay taxes. It's fantastic.
You pay taxes, get no benefits, can't vote. Taxation without representation. I love it.
Yeah, and then you just want to kidnap them and kick them out. You don't want any fucking roadway or
No,
permanent residency or
dude.
nothing. You want nothing.
No,
You don't
dude, I want to
that way.
keep them in the fucking fields working and picking my fruit because it benefits me. I want them picking my fruit because they pay taxes and it benefits
That's what
me.
your side's perpetuating. There you go.
That's what really. So my side's the one that wants to keep him here.
Your side actually exclusively, Trump just rolled back the deportation or the ICE
farm
invasions
workers.
on farms. Yeah, so your side
And
exclusively
he's making them
does
legal,
one.
right? Is he making them legal?
That's what I just advocated for.
So he's making them legal, right?
Yeah, that's what I just advocated for.
No. You advocated for well, you just said we should make immigration legal, which that already exists. There's already legal immigration.
No,
we have
should
visas,
make more legal
work
pathways
visas.
to legal- to-
Sure, I think we should make more legal pathways for people that deserve it. Merit based, not fucking lottery visas, not fucking exploitation of asylum. No, I think we should have valid reasons to immigrate here legally. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and your side does nothing but shut the door on them, reduce the amount
Really?
of legal people that we take, make it harsher, pretty much send people to prison and use terrorist terrorist means to get them out of here and cause fear as a deterrent. It's disgusting. It's harsh, and that's why no migrants are going to vote for you. That's why
I don't know,
minority
bro.
class are going to
You're
vote for
starting to
you.
scare me. You're starting to scare me because you couldn't straight up say we should destroy the cartel. So I'm gonna ask you another
I'm going
question.
to
That's
let you
gonna
stop grandstanding on stuff.
should who's
Trump is
worse?
the cartel.
Who's worse? ICE or the cartels?
ICE.
Oh my god. Is ICE the one decapitating and hanging people from bridges?
No, but ICE is using
Is
the
ICE the
power.
one graping
They're
and
doing things
kidnapping and
under
holding for
disguised under
ransom?
the color of law, doing whatever the fuck Trump wants them to do.
That's so crazy. This guy straight up just said the ICE is worse than the cartel guys. This is the white privilege you guys cry about.
Mm-hmm.
Living in such a fucking bubble that you think ICE, a fucking legal federal like legal federal officers deporting people or just detaining them is worse than cartels that literally kidnap and chop people into little pieces, hang them from bridges with messages,
Ours just send people to prison for the rest of their
kidnap and grape little
lives.
kids. Yes,
Ours just
yours
do
just
that.
deport people. You're right. Yours
No,
deport people.
no, prison, rest of their lives, not just deportation.
Right. You send people that deserve it to prison.
We send them to Sudan. We send them to all
Who
sorts of
got
third
sent to
world
Sudan?
country.
Who got sent to Sudan?
We these are called third country deportations. Do you
Who
know
got
about
sent to
these?
who got sent there?
I don't know. Random people.
Exactly. But you guys want Abrego sent there, don't you?
No, Trump does, doesn't he?
No, he sent him to El Salvador, and you guys didn't like that. You guys don't want him to go to El
Where is
Salvador.
he sending him now?
He's still in the U.S. I think he's gonna go to either Liberia, I think, or some shit, some country in Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
How come you guys didn't like him in El Salvador in his home country?
We had a protective order for him not to go.
No, but I'm asking, like, I get that, but why don't you guys want him to be in his home country?
We didn't want him to go without due process.
Okay, but so would you be okay with him coming back and then removing the order of protection and sending him back to his home country rather than Africa?
Why would I want that? He was in danger in his home country.
Well, I'm asking you, where would you rather him be sent to, his home country or Africa?
Listen, I don't want him to be sent anywhere. I would rather him stay and give him
So
pathway
you
to
want
citizenship.
someone that's illegal that's been determined to have
Accused.
Well, his wife accused him of beating her.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so did
his
Trump's.
wife. So I'm trying to get it.
So
I'm
did
trying to get it
Trump's.
straight. His wife accused him of beating her.
And so did Trump's.
Two judges upheld that he was an MS-13
No, they
member.
did not.
He was arrested with MS-13 members, and he was investigated for human trafficking.
Yep.
You want him to stay in the U.S.
And Trump's been investigated for 1,000,000 times more, and I'm accused of 1,000,000 times
You want him
worse.
to stay in the U.S.
Yes, you elected one to president.
Okay.
So
That's
yes.
weird. That's really weird.
Yes.
No, I wouldn't want someone that's been determined to be a danger to society and was denied bail by the judge he saw to stay in the U.S.
You just
I don't
want
know why we
somebody
would have
who's
to
been
do that.
accused for rape 28 times, who tried to steal our election, who got caught with classified documents.
Someone that was never convicted of rape, someone that was politically persecuted,
Same
someone
thing
that
with him.
upheld
He was
every
never
value.
convicted of any of these things. Same
I'm
with
talking
Brago.
about Trump.
Yeah, Brago was never convicted. So if that's your threshold, then there we go. That's
No,
what I'm talking
well,
about.
you said that Trump was accused of rape. I'm saying he was never convicted
And
of rape, right?
same thing with Brago, right?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he committed any crimes.
Double
He
standard.
would just. I don't know if he was just investigated. I don't know if he's still get under investigation for human trafficking, but I don't know how that has ended.
Yeah, Trump's just doing human trafficking with the law.
Then it's not human trafficking, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It
If
is.
it's illegal, if a country legalized to do drug trade and human trafficking, and they just made it legal,
The country
would you have
does
a problem
do.
with it?
The country does do drug trade
Okay,
legally.
so you do have a problem with countries when they legalize horrible things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm asking you, do we recognize that the U.S. legally transports and moves drugs? Yes.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, the big
Yeah,
pharma.
we do.
Like, do you believe in big pharma, or is that a conspiracy to you?
I probably have a more realistic version of what big pharma is and how bad they are. Yeah,
So you're against big pharma?
sure.
Perfect. Me too. I mean, that's why I voted for Trump and RFK Jr. But that's
Oh
what I'm
my
saying.
God.
So like, what?
RFK is a fucking joke.
Okay, but he's anti-big pharma, so I like him. You should too if you're
So
anti-big
is my
pharma.
little fucking brother, who's fucking like
But your
30
brother
and
has
has
no
a fucking
power.
IQ of 2.
But your brother has no power, does he?
Yeah, I know. I don't just arbitrarily like people who have power that are anti pharma.
Did people vote because your brother ran in the
I
election?
don't just love people who got voted into power for no reason. No, I don't do that either. That's dumb.
It is dumb, isn't it? To just keep voting the same for the same people because they got
I don't
put
vote for
into
people.
power.
I just vote for policy.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So why did you bring up? Okay, never mind. Forget it. You brought up Kamala Harris' identity, but
That's
weird.
You guys had something to say about that. You guys pretend not to partake in political like identity politics, but your side literally campaigns and only exists because of identity politics.
I would disagree, but yeah, I don't think.
Can you tell me a time when Kamala mentioned any identity politics in her campaign?
No, I didn't follow her campaign. I wasn't.
Okay. So
I wasn't watching
I
her
rest my
like tiny
case.
rallies.
Rest my case.
So I went. Yeah. I wouldn't watch her tiny rallies.
I thought they were staged. I thought we hired people to attend them. I thought they were so big that they were fake.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I wasn't there.
Only
But I went to a
dictators care
rally.
about size of rallies, dude.
I've gone to Trump rallies and they're pretty big.
Yeah. Did you meet any Nazis?
No, actually, a lot of white people that loved the fact that I was Mexican and broke out of the Matrix left the Democrat plantation. A lot of minorities there.
And here you are talking about plantations, advocating for alligator Alcatraz.
I'm not the one advocating to keep immigrants in the fields, bro. That's your party.
Didn't Trump just roll that back? We just talked about that.
We talked about him making it so that they were legal, something Democrats never did. I wonder why. It's almost like they don't care about immigrants.
He cares.
It's almost like they don't care about.
He needs those cheap laborers, man. That's why he did it. Remember?
It's almost like Democrats don't care about immigrants. Why didn't Democrats do that?
You're right. We don't want them kidnapped and taken to random countries. That's all.
That's what the cartel is, kidnapping them and unaliving them and chopping into little pieces. And you just told me ICE is worse than the cartel. So I'm still trying to wrap my mind around. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that. ICE is worse than the cartel, guys. That just tells me that you've never stepped foot out of your white suburban neighborhood or have to deal with a criminal in your life, and you think the police officers are the worst.
I live in downtown Dallas. I've been arrested more times than you've seen crime.
You've been arrested? You're such a bad guy. That's why you hate the police, huh? You like breaking the law? Yeah, you're a little rebel. That's why you hate authority. And you side with cartels and criminals, huh? Because you're a rebel.
You're the
That's
you elected a fucking felon.
And then it boils down to lack of morals, lack of Christianity, don't believe in a God or higher power, don't see humans with intrinsic value. Who cares if they get graved unalive, chopped into little pieces? I don't care about owning
elected
Trump.
A felon. Sorry.
Someone that was okay. What was his felonies?
Fraud.
Okay, and for
election campaign finance fraud.
Pretty sure it was like falsification of documents or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that originally a felony or a misdemeanor?
It's a misdemeanor until you do it to cover up other crimes. It's a felony.
No, until you do it for campaign funds, then it's a felony. So isn't that a little funny how the Trump got a tiny misdemeanor turned into a felony? He's not even a real felon, bro. Fake felon.
Yeah. Trump has done plenty of felonies just openly, right in the open.
And just no one's charged him. I know he's raped so many people, but somehow he's still free. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm. It's billionaire status, man. Billionaires.
Yeah. I guess so. How come there's never been a police report or a criminal case though? Is it because he's a billionaire? Probably.
Yeah.
Does that mean that like other billionaires, like leftist billionaires, could probably also be like that?
Yeah, but you would have to see ones who are willing to bend, like who have character flaws, like Trump. Mm-hmm. And Trump is definitely that guy.
Really? Didn't Jeffrey Epstein primarily donate to Democrats?
Yeah, and so did Trump.
Trump donated to Democrats, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And?
So, well, I'm saying Jeffrey Epstein is the one that was, convicted of the trafficking of children. Trump wasn't. That's why I brought him up. But I'm asking, wasn't Democrats still working with Epstein after he was convicted to try to take Trump down?
I don't know. I know that Trump actually gave the person who gave Epstein the sweetheart deal of the century, he gave him a job as Secretary of Labor. Gave him a good attaboy.
Yeah, the dumbass that gave Epstein the plea deal or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
67 federal charges down to
in his first
one
term, right?
state charge. Trump said, I like that guy. I want that guy as my lawyer. Give me that guy.
And then didn't Virginia Giuffre, the girl that came from Mar-a-Lago that was close to Trump, that cleared Trump's name and said he never did any wrongdoing, wasn't
Yeah,
she the
she
first
she
one
must
to
have been there
accuse?
every time Trump was there.
Wasn't she? Well, hold on, wasn't she the first one to accuse Epstein publicly and bring him down after the plea deal?
I don't know. I don't know if that makes a difference because she didn't meet all of the victims. She didn't get to see all the victims be victimized.
No, but she was the closest one to Trump and the first one to take Epstein down. So she
Okay.
cleared Trump's name in 2009. Trump was
So
the
Trump's
first one
friend
to.
cleared his name?
No, that wasn't his
Crazy.
friend. That wasn't his friend. That would
Closest?
have been a potential victim if he was a bad guy.
We
That would have been
also
a victim.
have written statements from someone named Katie Johnson that said Trump absolutely was like this. We have
Katie
now
Johnson, the Jane
emails.
Doe, right?
Now we have emails from Jeff Epstein saying Trump was one of the worst of them. Trump is also my closest friend of 10 years. I don't know if you have any close friends, but if I had a close friend and he was doing that kind of stuff, I feel like he would have invited me. And if he would have invited me, I would have known.
Okay, so you mentioned Katie Johnson. To be clear, that's the Jane Doe case that got dropped, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then you mentioned the emails where Epstein is actively spouting out his hate for Trump, saying that Trump has no good bone in his body and he wants to take him down. Why do you think he was working with Democrats to take Trump down? Specifically, like giving word for word what to say to the representative of the Virgin Islands where his crimes were committed. Why do you think Epstein would control the lady that represents the Virgin Islands?
I don't know, but like Trump has plenty of ties that after Epstein did his atrocities, that he still loves these people and gave them jobs.
No, I mean Donald Trump never like stayed in touch with Epstein after he was convicted. If anything, Trump was the only
Uh,
one talking to
that's
prosecutors in
that's an
2009 without
obvious
being
move.
served a subpoena.
That's an
Trump was the
obvious move
only one.
too.
So Trump didn't get subpoenaed. He was the only one willing to talk to investigators, and the investigators actually said he gave him really good information. Trump was also obviously the one that, under his administration, arrested Epstein. Trump is also the one that,
Hmm.
obviously, under his
But
administration, released
also
the
under his
files
administration, saw the federal charges go to state charges.
for Epstein.
Yes.
I'm not aware about that one.
Actually, that's Bush. Was that Bush?
I'm not sure. I don't even know about that.
Yeah.
But I
You
mean,
know
I'm just
Alex
saying,
Acosta?
yeah, that's the one that gave him the sweetheart deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
damning to me. That's worse than anything you can
really,
tell me. Yeah.
really hiring someone that worked as like what, an attorney
The
general and
guy who
made a
gave
really bad
a
decision.
sweetheart deal to the worst child sex traffic victim in history, or perpetrator in history of the United States.
Yeah, compared to actively working with that person after they were convicted and working to take down Trump. You don't think that's
I don't think taking down Trump does anything for your fight. Like, it
taking
doesn't mean
down
that
Trump
Democrats
with?
are for
Why
like
do you
child
think
sex trafficking.
Epstein? Why do you think Epstein wanted to take down Trump?
I don't know, because Trump may have some damning things on Epstein. They
Hmm.
probably did a lot of stuff together.
Hmm.
If Trump has had damning stuff on Epstein this whole time and hasn't said anything, and that's pretty bad, isn't it?
I mean, his administration arrested him.
His administration do shit. Wasn't it federal? Or, I mean, state?
No, it was his administration. It was the DOJ.
The DOJ, he said it was corrupt and tried to arrest him too.
Nope, that's Biden's DOJ.
It's the same guy, Merrick Garland.
Then yeah, he probably. I don't know if it's the same guy, but if that's the case, then yeah, that guy. Yep, that guy.
Hmm.
But anyways, I think it's way more damning to see that obviously he donated primarily Democrat. The people who
I
flew
don't care.
around. Hold on.
Trump loves
The
all of
person who
these
flew
people.
around the most was the Clintons. He was best friends with Bill Gates and all the lefties. The Duke of England.
He was actual best friends with Epstein. Trump.
You think he's more best friends than, for example, the Duke of England?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But
No,
Trump. I
no. Be
mean,
honest.
Epstein said it himself. I was Trump's closest friend of 10 years.
Did
That's what he
Epstein
said.
also admit that? Did also admit that he was asked to leave Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, after he stole one of Trump's employees. He stole his fucking
Which was
oligarch
which
or some
was
shit.
which was Virginia Giuffre.
No, it was one of his people. He didn't say Virginia Dufresne.
No, it came out in the emails. It was her, and that's who he said he spent hours with. He said he spent hours with one of the victims in at his house. Remember that victim was Virginia.
Okay.
So Virginia was the one that cleared Trump. Why would the Democrats work to try to censor that name out? So when they released the email, they redacted the name Virginia Giuffre and added victim.
I don't know. I don't know who the Democrats did that.
Yeah, I can tell you why. Because they want you to think that Trump spent hours at a house with Epstein with the victim, making you think that okay, that means he's guilty. He spent hours with one of the victims. But then when you realize who that victim was, that's Virginia Giuffre, who cleared him and said he never did any wrongdoing and was actually working against Epstein and was
So you would just
subsequently
have to believe they're the same people.
who
This is not something
subsequently
you actually-
unalived in mysterious circumstances. She unalived herself after being hit by a bus as well. So
Someone said
I don't
these are
know.
Millie talking points. You listen to Millie.
Millie?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Millie?
And I don't think that was ever proven that the lines are connecting Virginia Dufresne being the person in the email.
No, it is. The unredacted email came out and her name's in there. It's her name. So their Democrats released it redacted. Republicans released it unredacted, showing her name to clear Trump's name.
Okay, can you show me?
Sure, I'll just pull up the email, the unredacted version. I gotta look for my laptop charger.
He says it's fake. No, it didn't. It's fake.
It's fake. Yeah, sure. Just Google it. Okay. I mean, I'm sure you can Google it. Let me look for my charger here.
Why do you think Trump brought Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert in the office to try to take their names off the petition to release the files?
I don't know. I didn't see that either.
Why is he calling Marjorie Taylor Greene a traitor?
Oh, because obviously she didn't get a seat, so she's very mad.
No, why is he mad?
He's mad because she's turning on him because she didn't get his support for a seat.
No, he brought her into the Oval Office and tried to get her to take her name off the petition, and she spoke out against it.
I don't know. I don't think it makes much sense though that now he's releasing the files.
He did the same thing. He doesn't
Not
have a
really,
choice.
because he's the one that just signed on releasing the files.
He didn't have a choice.
Yeah, he did. He could have
Veto
he could have sent it back.
Yeah, and then veto, and it just would have looked bad. It would just came right back.
Well, yeah. So he didn't. He could have vetoed it, right?
Yeah, and then it's veto proof. Why would he do that?
Well, that's true. If it passed with the majority, 2/3, it's veto proof.
So why would he do that?
Well, I mean, he signed on it, and he said he would sign on it before it would even got the veto.
It's a
proof,
PR
so.
move, dude. Yeah.
It's a PR move.
Yeah, you have to.
You understand? So you understand PR moves?
Of course.
Okay. So do you think the media hyper focusing on Trump, which is like one of the least culpable people, versus instead Bill Gates, who hung out with him? Hold on. Yes, versus Bill Gates, who hung out with Epstein after his conviction, went to his house after his conviction, like the Virgin Islands lady who
Trump
texted
says the
Epstein.
most egregious thing every 2 days.
Hold on. So you're saying Trump is way more guilty than Bill Gates, who went and hung out with Epstein?
I say he's the most egregious person. What do you mean the media clips
I
Trump
think it's
instead of Bill Clinton, who doesn't do anything?
I said Bill Gates. Bill Gates. I think it's way more egregious to hang out with the dude after he was like if you told me Trump went to Epstein's house after he was convicted of all this stuff, I'd be like, okay, that's fucking terrible. I do not support that, right? You guys are trying to nitpick the fucking dumbest shit to try to blame Trump, while we have people like Bill Gates, who's on your side, by the way, going to this guy's house and hanging out with him after he was convicted. The representative for the Virgin Islands, by the way, which is where all that shit happened, siding with Epstein and texting him while in Congress to telling her what to say. That's not egregious.
The difference is if Bill Gates ran for president,
why doesn't the media focus on that?
We would all go,
no. Why doesn't the media focus on that?
Because Bill Gates isn't president.
No, I'm talking about the representative for the Virgin Islands.
He's not trying to be the arbiter of all the morality for America, telling everybody what's right and wrong, and also have like strange ties to Epstein. That would be weird. That's why we don't elect people.
Okay,
like
so
him.
it's because he's president.
Do. Yes,
so you guys don't care about.
President.
Okay, so you don't care about any of the other perpetrators. You only care about the perpetrators that are in power.
I think the most important perpetrator would be the one in power and leading the free world. Yeah.
Okay, but so far you have zero to little evidence that he was involved in any sort of
All
crimes. You have no
right.
criminal
All right.
convictions. You have cleared by victims. You have willing to
Or
talk
by
to
a victim.
investigators.
No.
You feel, huh?
And then we have Trump being saying he likes to grab women by the pussy, and that he was also
When
adjudicated
he's
of.
when he said that grown adult women let you grab them by the pussy, what does that have to do with
Does your
anything?
age make a difference with consent?
I'm saying the women were of age. He's not talking about children. He's talking
Uh-huh.
about women, and he said they let you, so they consent. So what does that have to do with
They
this?
let you. So this is just a mindset. He assumes that women let you. That's what the problem with
He
that is.
assumes.
He assumes that when you're rich enough, you can just do this, and that he tries and attempts
No,
this.
he says when you're rich enough, women will let you do anything because
Yeah,
they care about money.
that's problematic, right? Because he knows that he's so rich that he can do this without their consent, without them being able to say no.
He's not saying without their consent. He's saying they let you, which implies
Yeah,
consent.
no,
You can try to twist it any
no,
which
no,
way
no.
you want, but it's word for word
I
is
think it's
implying
very
consent.
problematic
If
that
I
you
let you
are
do
sitting here
something, is it
dissecting like
consensual?
that.
If
No.
I let you do something, is it consensual?
If I tell you,
No, no,
when
no.
you
If I say I let you do this, is that me giving you consent?
no, no,
Okay, but
I think that
you're
there's a power dynamic
You're
that
disingenuous.
consent is removed. So no,
You're disingenuous. Wait, where
no,
did I
there's a
pull my
power
lap?
dynamic where the
What did I
consent is
find my
removed.
charger for? What was I looking
Okay,
at?
when if a
Oh yeah,
16-year-old,
the email.
excuse me, if a 16-year-old girl let you touch her, is that consent?
No, because they're underage. What the fuck kind of
What?
question
Okay,
is that, bro?
what about them
What kind of
being
question is that?
exactly? So what about them being underage makes it bad?
What?
I agree that it's bad.
Who's
What
talking
about
about
it?
underage girl? He's talking about
You're
grown
gonna have
women.
to. You're gonna have to
What
follow.
the fuck are
You're
you
gonna have to
talking
follow.
about?
I agree that it's bad. Tell me why it's bad, though.
Did you really just ask me why it's bad to grow up
Yes.
underage children?
Yes.
Because they can't consent?
Why not?
Because they're children. They don't have the mental
And
capacity,
can they have
and they're
can they
easily
consent amongst each
easily.
other? Can they
Huh?
consent amongst each other?
That's weird. I mean, you can say sure they can kiss each other, whatever, but that's
Mm-hmm.
still children kissing
So the
children, and
power
no.
dynamic, right? The power dynamic of somebody who is
I
far
would say no.
more.
I would say no. They
Yes.
can't consent to each
It's the
other.
power
I don't.
dynamic that's wrong,
No,
right?
I say they can't consent to each other. I think it's wrong because
Okay.
they're
Well, you're
underage,
alone
not
on that
power
one.
dynamic.
You're alone on that one. I don't see anything
You
morally
would
wrong.
allow your 13-year-old to have sex?
The 13's weird. I think that
Okay, no, but hey, they consent to each other. No, no, you're weird. You're
listen, it
fucking weird.
happens. It happens though. Just think it
Okay,
doesn't
you're
happen
weird.
for you to stand back
You're
and be
weird.
like, "Oh my god, two 13-year-olds going at it." Like is
That's weird.
problematic.
Yeah, I think it's problematic to let children even do that. And the fact that you admitted that, I mean, it completely goes against your side. Children, you agree children can't consent. Yet your party is the
Yes.
one trying to do permanent changes to children. But I don't even want to go there.
Dog,
So
your side's been doing that for
just
decades.
acknowledge
For
that.
since the dark ages, you guys have been touching
Just
children and clipping,
acknowledge that your side wants
acknowledging
to
what?
make permanent changes to children that cannot consent and
Right.
give them hormones
I
that they can never go back on, give them surgeries they can never go back on, give them
Nobody's trying to do the surgery thing.
socially transition them, which will permanently affect their mentalities.
Mm-hmm.
But
No.
sure, now you're agreeing that
And-
that children can't consent. That's
Okay.
weird. You
And
guys are so ass backwards.
Excuse me. And which side has been circumcising children since the dark ages?
The
Against
Jews?
their
I don't know.
consent? The right? The right? I'm not
The
Jewish.
Jews. I said
No
the
one
Jews.
asked
Are the
me.
Jews the
No one
right or the
asked
left?
me. No one asked me. My conservative mom
I'm
had
pretty
me
sure
snitched.
that's like a Jewish tradition.
No, everybody born when I've been born, like around the same time period. Yes, if they were like Christian, they just thought it's a thing. You should do this, and they did it without my consent. You
So I don't
guys
know
have
if you know
been
this, but
doing
that's
this
a Jewish thing.
since the Dark Ages. It's not just
Sure,
a
you
Jewish
can
thing.
blame the
It's
Jewish
not just a Jewish
people.
thing.
It's literally adopted by the Jews, and that's the ones that
Okay,
still practice it.
and you guys still do it. Christians still do it.
I'm against it. No, I'm a Christian and I'm not
Okay, but you
circumcised.
guys do it. You guys do it, right? You guys have been
Huh?
doing that.
No,
and you're
bro.
not condemning
I'm a
that.
Christian.
You're not
I'm a
condemning
Christian,
that,
and I
right?
wouldn't do
There's
it.
millions of people who are victim to that, but you want to focus on
I
kids who
don't
are actually
support.
practicing science.
I don't support it. I don't support
You're
circumcision.
fucking with kids actually practicing science. Your side
Bro, holy
your side
shit.
has all sorts of people who don't even acknowledge science and let their children die because they don't
I
believe
don't
in
support genital mutilation in any shape or form.
it. Okay, but you do. You obviously very conveniently look over this part and you want to point it to
Nope.
these other people.
What do you mean? I don't support the Jewish tradition of You know what it is, the bat mitzvah where they use their mouth. No, I don't fuck with that. Like that's the grossest shit ever. You can call me anti-Semitic for mentioning that, but people don't like to mention the fact that they use their mouth to do it in Jewish tradition, and I think it's disgusting. I'm against it fully.
Well, Jesus did it. Jesus believed in that, so that's gross that you think that way.
I'm pretty sure Jesus did not believe in that. I'm pretty sure Jesus didn't circumcise anyone with his mouth, but yeah,
he followed that religion.
okay. That's a weird stretch, but okay. It's just like, how do you get to this where you're asking me why children can't consent? Wouldn't you know that already?
58.3% in 2010 of males, 64 to 58 were circumcised. You guys are chill with that though. You want to worry about the other kids who are literally just trying not to kill themselves. You're focusing on this. You're focusing on this tiny minority of people that you've been fed. Just so conveniently, Trump ran like $217 million worth of ads on this. So of course this is what you're talking about, but you're not a sheep.
I just told you I'm against genital mutilation in all shapes and forms.
Yeah, but so why don't you start with the big one where it's happening a lot?
Yeah, I'm against circumcision.
Okay, so maybe you should scoot away from the whole Christianity or the religious thing where everybody's just doing this for no fucking reason.
Well, luckily it's a Jewish tradition.
Well, no, it's American tradition.
You're right. I don't like that either. I don't like that America is adopting this.
So stop being a fucking hypocrite, okay? Because you guys do it, you've normalized it.
You're being a hypocrite.
You're like,
you just told me children can't consent, and then you're advocating for the party that wants to change children without their
party
consent.
is doing that. No one on our side is saying, "Hey, we should go do this for children."
No, your party doesn't like hormone blockers.
Rights for people to practice science without religious zealots interfering.
So your side doesn't support chemical castration.
Our side supports whatever science says is correct.
And science says circumcision is good for you.
No, it doesn't.
It says it keeps it cleaner.
That's just a preference. That's not better. That's not objectively better.
It's a preference to be hygienic, guys.
Yeah.
It's a preference to be healthy and not have an infection.
It's a preference to be hygienic over having your entire fucking male member. Jesus fucking Christ.
Wait, so just to be clear, you're like, science says that it's okay to take the genital mutilation, the chemical castration, because science.
Yes, because it's better than fucking killing yourself.
Fucking gullible.
Yes.
Okay, so if science tells you that say African Americans are less intelligent, do you believe that?
Listen, that's not science.
Hey, the science says so, bro. Dude, come on. You gotta accept the fact that science isn't your fucking god, okay? You gotta accept that.
Dude, I
get that you think science is your god, right?
I don't debate that happened and that those IQ test scores were the way they were.
And the science book is your Bible.
I'm saying what we interpret from that.